let's have a look at the markets this morning. And really nothing's changed since we, left off on Friday. And what we've got in the ES here, so this is just the hourly chart, okay? So I've got what looks like, can't get my pen sorted out. Looks like to me an A, B, C to here for a 1, a 2 back. Now, this peak here hit the 1.0. You can have a small 4, 5 up to the 123.6, in which case we're going to get an A, B, C for the 2 already. That's one possibility. The other possibility to the downside here is that this is correct, we've got the 3. Where I've got the 4 was the A wave. We get a B, C, down to around 28.98 to 28.90. And then we push up in this 5 of the 1 of the leading diagonal, or the 4's already in and we're just going to push straight on up. Either way, 29.28 to 29.34 is what I'm looking for the completion if this diagonal's not done yet. Then I'm looking for the SPX or ES to hold 28.81 worst case, and more likely the 28.90 to 98 area for the 2 before we push on up here, 29.80 and so on and so forth, up to north of 3,000. So the pattern on just the micro in terms of how this wave 1's playing out and whether it's complete is slightly unclear. But looking at the technicals, that does look like the top of a 3, and there is still the possibility here. We hit a 123.6, the 4 came down and held the 764. It hasn't interfered with the area of the 1, and I can make a case for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a leading diagonal up rather than just an ABC structure for this one. This can still morph into an impulse. Okay, so this is to me just the kind of jockeying for position within the indices before we then get the grind up. I know that seasonally the last 2 months of September can be volatile with a downward bias. That hasn't always been the case, but more times than not. So it could be that we finish this 1 and then get a deep 2 against it, which is, you know, what one would expect on the completion of a diagonal. But otherwise, all of the patterns are intact and looking higher. Targets remain the same on the daily chart, up at 32 to 3,400 in the S&P 500 stroke the ES. And then just coming down to the day trading chart this morning, you see there's Friday's low over there, which I've put tentatively as this 4. We've just got this kind of sideways move here. Watch the blue lines and then watch 2901.5 below us. If we take that out, then we're going to go down to the 28.98 to 28.90 region minimum. Take out the upper blue line at 29.11 and we could well be on our way to that 29.29 before we see a pullback in the ES.